All right, everybody. Well, welcome. Thank you so much for being here with us. Honestly, I know for all of us, we have full, busy lives. There's many places that you could be. So the fact that you chose to commit this time in your day right now to let me learn about this information. Let me take a look because honestly, I'm either like a client of Heidi's, a friend of Heidi's, a colleague, somebody that I know. It was like, something piqued your interest to say that this information is just too important to pass by. And I'm going to do a quick introduction of Heidi and myself because there is a lot of people on here that may or may not know us. Or in the future, when you're watching this, you might say, "Who are these? Who are these ladies on here? I don't know them." And I always feel like we should have an amazing introduction. So before I kind of jump fully in, I just want to first honor Dr. Heidi because Dr. Heidi and I met about 4 years ago. And as I've had an opportunity to get to know Dr. Heidi, I realized that there's not a lot of people in the world that you meet that are highly educated, that are in a space that don't get sucked into medicine of the way we supposed to practice it, but we practice it how we want to fully practice it and really help people. But at the other point is it's also sometimes hard to find practitioners in our world today that have a heart, this service heart that truly want to help everybody. And I was like, wow, Heidi's just such a gem and a special person. And so if you know her, you know her already. But if you don't know her, on top of all of that, her accolades are overwhelming to the fact that Heidi was really on track as a child and young adult of on her way to being an Olympic hopeful, and athletics were her life. It she due to an injury, she had to like veer course and then ended up in Europe and cycling for the world champion over there for 7 years. But really, that got her thinking of natural wellness. How did I heal? What helped me? And she then wanted to take that as she went on to, what do I want to be when I grow up? Is I want to help others and I want to do what was done for me with you as well. So Heidi went on to not only become an acupuncturist and a naturopath and a functional medicine certified practitioner and all her other credentials. I could probably read 20 other certifications behind her name. But first and foremost, I am just privileged to call her my dear friend and my colleague. And the fact that her and I have so much in common of wanting people to truly live life to the fullest, and how can we implement simple things into our life to make those changes. So what you're going to hear in a minute was brought to me 10 years ago, and it changed my client's life, my family's life, and our financial life, honestly. And so it has been really a gift. So I love to actually kind of have our faces on screen. When I jump and share screens in a moment, I'll kind of quickly fast forward the first couple of slides. But why you guys are here is really to talk about, what inflammation is doing in our body and how we can actually reduce that inflammation, how we can activate our own self more than anything else. And Heidi, I'm going to pass this to you in just a moment. But you guys, I want you to know that when Heidi and I met and I started sharing this with Heidi, Heidi was like, she already knows it all. She knows everything about every natural supplement and medicine. And so she was thinking like, what's Kellie really bringing me? And I ask each and every one of you out there is we all come with like our current mindset of what is and what we've been educated and what we've been trained. And just for the moment, I want you to kind of like empty out your teacup so that you can drink this tea, so that you can taste this tea, so you can maybe hear something different you haven't heard before. And so Heidi really was like, okay, Kellie, like I understand NRF2 activation, but I'm not really sure this product is what maybe you're saying it is. But after she paused, emptied her teacup, she did all the research herself. She said, oh my goodness, I think this could even help me help my patients get even better, faster results. So Heidi, I'm going to turn it back to you. And then I'll let you kind of reintroduce me later on, you guys. But just quickly, I've been in the health and wellness space for over 30 years. It's my passion to help people live out their best lives. And these products and this concept and this technology and this company is something that I've never seen before. And truly, it's been a blessing to be a part of for 10 years. So, Heidi, why did you say yes to understanding NRF2 activation? How does NRF2 kind of roll into ability for our bodies to fight off inflammation. And after we kind of open with that, we'll go through some facts and I'll share screens.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, great question. And again, an honor to know and work with Kellie, and so glad that the universe spun around enough times for us to meet and that we can grab hold and keep spinning around together. And so we want to grab all of you and spin around together because it's no accident. We all have a purpose. We all have a reason to be on this planet. And Kellie being a high performance coach, I watch her ignite that in people to get to their best self every day. And then my job is to get you the right supplements, the diet, the best exercise to meet that high performance. And so that we all spin this planet together in such a positive way. And when NRF2 was introduced to me, way before Kellie was introduced to me, and it was such a profound discovery. NRF2 is a gene. It's a gene we all have, and that gene is in charge of turning on oxidate things that reduce oxidative stress, other genes that reduce inflammation, that reduce cancer. And when we look into this, it almost seems, why isn't everyone talking about it? Right? Why isn't everybody doing it? And everybody was trying to do it. There are so many companies working very hard, and a lot of the supplement companies that I was working with wanting to find a way to activate, to get that NRF2. And there's supplements that kind of turn it on and do this, but supplementation is very different from activating it. And that's what this product was proven to do. And it was third party tested by, I don't know how many, 14 major universities did their own testing on it, which was the most impressive thing to me to say, yeah, I need to start giving my clients this because it does reduce cardiovascular damage. It reduces oxidative stress. And most importantly, it reduces the thing that ignites it, which is inflammation. And so I think if everyone should have this, it should be in the water. This should be something we do every day because it's easy and it's effective and it's proven.
Oh my gosh, I absolutely love that, Heidi. Absolutely love it. And sometimes we're just doing things because it's all we know. But just like Heidi paused to say, let me really take a look at this. And I think we're all hearing out there in the world that inflammation is literally the root cause, right, of so many illnesses and injuries that we're having. But it's also kind of that one step that limits us from getting better. So if you're doing the right thing and you're on the right exercise program, if you're sleeping right, if you're trying to do your exercise, if you're trying to eat right, if you don't reduce inflammation, that could be that limiting step that why is other things not working? Why am I still gaining weight? Why am I still struggling with energy? And it's really because of that relationship. So let me go ahead and share screens. And I'm going to pop this into presenter mode so you guys can all see it even better. And now that you've met Dr. Heidi and myself, welcome, welcome. And let me just go through a couple facts. And Heidi hit on a lot of this, everybody. But inflammation really is the silent instigator in the body, and it's linked to hundreds of diseases. And I mean, you could probably go to pubmed.gov. That's the National Institutes Library where all peer-reviewed literature is held. And you could type in any sort of disease process on inflammation and find a link. But here's the top 5. And these are things that, we want the quick fix of like energy or weight loss. But what we really need to be talking about is the link to inflammation to heart disease. It's still the number one killer that Heidi and I were just talking a lot about this to our women's group in women and men. Alzheimer's disease, type 2 diabetes, cancer, arthritis. And I think we would all say like somebody in your family has that. People that are coming into you as a clinician and a practitioner have these or at high risks of these. So why is this important concerning longevity, weight loss, and energy? It's because if we can help people get what they want weight loss and less energy, right? If we can give them what they want, what we're really giving them is what they need to reduce their risks of all these bigger pressing issues. And what I hope you know, or do you know, that chronic inflammation accelerates aging? So ladies and gentlemen, let's reduce that chronic inflammation. But right now, everyone's like, well, how? Inflammation negatively impacts longevity, right? Those two are really linked. Inflammation and belly fat are closely linked. And I think some of us, even that we're like, oh, we don't really need to lose weight, it's that belly fat, that visceral fat that we know is so linked to so many diseases. Inflammation reduces our energy level. And that's probably the number one thing that you as a practitioner or even yourself personally, like people say, like, I'm a little bit tired, I'm exhausted, I don't feel good, right? It's that overall energy level. And high inflammation diets contribute to all of this weight gain. So it's you can't kind of like untangle the web, right, Heidi? Like it's all so related. And so what I'm going to share with you, and I'm going to pass this over to Heidi in just a second, is this new technology is the fight against inflammation and oxidative stress. Because if you were to go ask any doctor, practitioner, clinician, should I reduce my inflammation and oxidative stress? Hands down, 100 of the people would say, yes, of course. But then if you ask the second question, well, what should I do about it? Beyond people say, well, eat clean, exercise, sleep well, they haven't really had answers until now. And that's what's really exciting that what we're going to share with you. So, what you guys are going to see is we're going to introduce you to a company called Life Vantage. It is the activation company. It is a publicly traded company. You can go find us on the NASDAQ. The ticker is LFVN. And when we talk about the activation company, it's different what Heidi said. Like supplementation is what we've all known for years. Activation is sometimes a different concept to wrap our head around, which we're going to really get into. But we also have, if you go to PubMed and you type in our flagship product that reduces that inflammation, you're going to see in just a second here, you will see if you do an extended search, over 30 peer-reviewed published studies on the branded product Protandim NRF2. So this is the key to reducing inflammation, boosting metabolic health, and really supporting a longevity life. There is going to be more than one product. We're just going to really talk about a couple products, but the company realized once you start activating gene pathways, proteins, enzymes, wow, we can actually do so much more for the body. And that's what they've done over the past, almost 20 years now. So, Heidi, I'm going to pass it back to you to really start with this NRF2 again, right? Because this was a 2015 literature review, which is now 10 years old. And this was from Washington State University saying that NRF2 may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. So, wow, that's big, right?
It's absolutely big. We can't see your slide anymore, or I can't. Is that everybody, or is that?
I
Uh,
can see.
Oh, there it is. Okay. I
okay.
just lost you for a minute. Yes, to say that. And that's what I was saying is that it's third party tested from other universities, research groups that actually went in expecting to prove it wrong. But what they have found is NRF2, when you activate that, it can activate, it's like the large lever that turns on all the mechanisms and turns on over 500 genes that reduce oxidative stress, over 1,000 genes that reduce inflammation. And they can't even name the number of genes, but quite a bit, because in cancer research, NRF2 activation is highly sought after and highly researched. 43% of all the studies, and I believe there's 22,000 of them, 43% are for cancer-related issues. 21% are for cardiac issues. So when we're looking at inflammation being the cause, NRF2 is the ticket, is the lever. And we can't just supplement it to turn it on. We have to actually activate it. And by doing that, we activate our own body's ability to make it. So we take it in order to make it. And this is the functional medicine core, is that the body is a perfect entity. It is designed to do the right thing at the right time all the time. It is out there to protect us, to manage our health. We don't just fall apart and break down. There's always a reason, and that's where functional medicine is great, is we unwind it. So how did we get here? Wait a minute. What system isn't working? Where are we not getting the benefits of being a human being and having these wonderful genes and wonderful cells going on? And we
Yeah,
really can whittle it all the way down to the gene. And
that's
nutrigenomics is the art, is the new system that now we know if we can activate it at a gene level, it's the most powerful place to start.
it's
And
the most
this,
powerful place to start.
yeah,
Yes. Oh my
yeah,
gosh. And as we go through, you guys, I'm gonna also just want you to know, if you care about your health and your family's health or your friends' health, whether you're a practitioner or not, this is something that you could do. And we are looking for more voices that, like, we're having a lot of fun with sharing the story of activation, and you can too. So just tuck that in the back of your mind, because as Heidi's going along, you may be thinking, oh my gosh, well, my cousin needs to be on this, and my friend needs to be on this, and I need to tell other practitioners about this. So we want to let you know that there's opportunities for you to take these products to improve your health and to help spread the word of these products to also create a leveraged income. So Heidi, I'm going to have you, do you want to take over of kind of like where this even started?
yeah. So Dr. Joe McCord, who you see the smaller picture doctor here, he was on a mission. And what he discovered was the molecule superoxide dismutase, better known as SOD. And it's a very powerful molecule in terms of oxidative stress. But what he found in his research, in his mission to reduce oxidative stress, knowing that oxidative stress, which is, if people don't know it, and if you've worked with me for 10 minutes, you probably know it, it's the rusting. It's like watching an apple just get brown in front of you in the next few hours. That's oxidative stress. That's rusting inside of us. That's happening inside our body when we have inflammation going on. And his mission was to reduce that. And what he found with discovering the SOD molecule, he found NRF2 activation. And he put together and worked vigorously and tirelessly on creating protandem NRF2 activation in order to reduce oxidative stress. And he was
What?
able to do it.
This is what I've been wanting to eat
It was able to
for
do
two
it and
years.
reduce oxidative stress 40% in 30 days. And he was able to repeat that over and over. And that's really kind of what convinced me, is the repeatability of it, that it was measured and it can be repeated over and over and over. And I see it clinically over and over and over.
Wow, you guys, this is just so impressive. And so this isn't new. You may have not have heard about it, but this guy, he discovered this back in the late 1960s, right? This molecule. And then in 2003, he brought it to market. And that's what you see, this ABC Primetime Investigative Report. We're not going to show that report today, but if you've never seen it before, ask us to send you this ABC Investigative Report where John Quinones goes in on national television, takes Protandim NRF2 for only 2 weeks, and his oxidative stress levels reduced by 45%. It was crazy. And that's where really universities all around the world said, how do we get our hands on this to study it? Because we're studying the link of oxidative stress to some sort of disease and disease process. So here we came, literally, this is it, right? Protandem NRF2 Synergizer. And so Heidi, what is so, again, unique, even though we've talked so much about it, there are other NRF2 activators out there, right? And what is so special about this taking it to make it?
Yeah. So I love that you mentioned that there are other companies, and I have the unique position as a practitioner to be able to really get the inside of these companies and know their research and know the quality of the product that they produce. And I have a lot of companies that I absolutely love, and I love their product. They came out with NRF2. One of my favorite companies came out with NRF2 activator, and we used it. Everyone in the clinic used it. We were all excited about it because of the effect that we thought we could get. It didn't move the needle. It didn't change a thing. So this is why it took me so long to kind of come around to Protandim with Kellie, because I didn't see the evidence clinically with the other products, but I see it with Protandim. It's the difference is supplementation and activation. The other product was supplemental to try to turn on the NRF2, where protandim is proven to actually activate that gene expression. That's powerful nutrigenomics.
That is powerful. So, you guys, you're going to see on this slide when Heidi was talking about people using NRF2 as a supplement, right? That's called a 1-to-1 ratio, meaning you take an antioxidant, it fights off one free radical, a bad guy, one of the things that causes that oxidative stress, right? 1-to-1 and done. So, those are things like you're consuming vitamin C or broccoli or kale or blueberries, but we can only eat so many antioxidants and there's only supplements we can take for so many antioxidants. And then honestly, our body gets overloaded if we try to take too much from a supplement perspective. But when we activate this pathway with protandim nerve 2, you can see on the right hand side of your slide that now instead of fighting that battle 1-to-1, we start fighting that battle at 1,000,000 to 1 per second, every single second. That's how powerful it is when we flip the switch in our own body to produce that superoxide dismutase, the glutathione, catalase. Our bodies are truly this miracle. And when you look at the level of oxidative stress after 30 days, here, the red line without protandim, you hit the age of 20, and wow, look at our oxidative stress skyrocket. After taking protandim for 30 days, you can no longer distinguish the blood from an 80-year-old to a 20-year-old. So it's like, that is just crazy. And it's a clinically proven statement that we're allowed to say is protandim NRF2 reduces that oxidative stress in everyone by an average of 40% in 30 days. And that's a really big statement that we're truly allowed to say through the FDA, which is really powerful. And Heidi, I'll let you pick this back up because you were talking about the universities. I mean, these are big universities and publications around the world.
Yeah. Again, one of the things that really brought me over to this side is the number. If you look down here, the number of universities, really distinguished universities that did their third-party testing on this product, and all came out with positive results, positive publications on it, saying this is one of the most profound things we've ever seen. Again, everyone always asks me, well, if so many universities have it, why are they all not talking about it? It's a great question, but it is still being studied. It is still being researched. But the fact that all these universities have an interest in it and this specific product holds a lot of clout in terms of this is a powerful tool.
Yes, so powerful. And they were studying a variety of things. We're not going to go into the skincare line today, but I do want to let you know that Louisiana State was one of the universities studying the link of oxidative stress, and their focus was the link of oxidative stress to melanoma skin cancer. You can pull up the research that they did. There's 2 different studies, and in the studies that they found that by taking protandim nerve 2, it broke the link to melanoma skin cancer both in size and multiplicity by over 50%. So the company said, wow, if we can do that from taking something, could we formulate activating other properties of the body? And so they did. So we do have a skincare and a hair care line that are nerve 2 activated that are very clean. Those we're not going to talk about today, but I always like to mention it that how did we get to some of these products? Well, it's based on some of the other research that was there. So, Heidi, I know that you love Axio, so I'm going to let you talk a little bit about Axio as well as one of our other activation products.
Yeah, Axio is their power drink, and hate's a strong word. I dislike calling it a power drink, but it is a powerful drink. It's doesn't hype you up. It doesn't change metabolically or increase your heart rate and things like that, like a lot of power drinks do or power aids. This just activates and turns on our already wonderful system, our brain, and gives us more energy. We just have a sense of more energy. And there's in there caffeinated, which is not a caffeine, it's a green caffeine that goes a different pathway, so less toxic, less easier on the brain and the body. It actually activates brain memory. They use this with a lot of kids, so it's very kid friendly, it's very safe to really help with ADD, ADHD, and there's a lot of research behind that. I love it. I drink it every day. I notice when I don't drink it because there's just an energy boost that this gives you.
And Heidi, before we leave it, I will just add everybody is, one of the things that was in the very beginning of the slides we talked about of the big five up there, we talked about, heart disease. And then the second one was Alzheimer's is we all need to be aware that the world we're living in today, whether you have the genetics for it or not, because of distractions, multitasking, the digital age, we're all at risks of higher cognitive decline than ever before. And so most of us we don't have an active strategy. What is our strategy to keep our brain healthy? And this is a beautiful strategy because it is pure feeding the brain the fuel it needs to connect those neurotransmitters, to make our brains be able to be clear, focused, calm, positive mood, energy. But with that, there is a longevity effect that you keep taking this drink over and over and over again, and your brain is clearer and more focused and better. And so again, what, we have to think about, well, if we want to live 10, 20, 30 more years, how do we want our brain to show up? So if we're not having strategies, it's kind of like just a guess. And this is something that is super beneficial of a long-term strategy for overall brain health as well. Awesome. Well, I will jump in with a little bit of collagen here, you guys, and then I'm going to pass it back to Heidi as we talk about our latest activator. But like I said, the company doesn't just sit back and say, great, we learned about NRF2. That's our one product, right? That's not a very good company strategy. But also as a health strategy, they learned, oh, supplementation only gets us so far. The power of activation is incredible. Can we activate other pathways? So they went to work. Obviously, you guys see we're talking about collagen here. Everybody kind of knows about collagen. So what's so special about this collagen? They found a way that activates your body's genes to turn back on that make collagen, that produce collagen. I think we all know why our skin looks the way it does is because in our 20s, our collagen production starts to slow down. And the other thing that happens is the genes that cause our collagen to degrade so fast, they turn on. So this activation actually not only turns on your genes to make more collagen again, it also turns off your MMP9 gene. That's the gene that's eating your collagen away. So it's really powerful that you're not just taking a supplement. We are truly activating the body to make more collagen. And in this, there are 10 different strands. So many of us, of course, our first thought of collagen, right, goes to skin, hair, and nails. It goes to beauty. But what Heidi and I got so excited about is wait. Collagen is the scaffolding. It is in every structure in the body. It is holding our bodies up. It is in everything stretchy. So it's supporting blood vessel health. It's supporting your brain barrier health. It's supporting our gut lining health. It's helping our joints. It's helping our bones. I mean, honestly, it's like incredible. And many people are like, those aches and pains I once had, like all of a sudden are gone. So this is really in a new category itself of activated liquid collagen. And of course, liquid because it's then more bioavailable. It's already broken down. It's easy for the body to use and assimilate, unlike a lot of the powdered or pill form collagens. But why do we have on this slide collagen with protandem nerve 2? Well, together, the company always wants to say, listen, we want to build the best products to activate the body, but we also want to create products and formulate products that work in synergy. So that's what they've done. And together, these two, yes, the collagen itself is patent pending. These two together are patent pending. And to be patent pending, that means something significant happened, right? That you don't see out there, an unexpected result. So what is that unexpected result when you pair the two together? It turns on another whole set of genes that there's no other product that has been shown to activate this set of genes that's responsible for the body's cellular stress defense mechanism. And you might think, what does that even mean, Kelly? I don't even care about that. Well, why you should care about that is because that helps your body when we go under attack for any reason. Our body then, goes out there, fixes what's going on, and then it like retreats again, right? So it's on high alert waiting. It helps us resolve whatever's happening and then comes back and retreats. But for many of us, when our systems aren't working properly, it stays on high alert. And if it stays on high alert, people end up with symptoms that could lead to things like autoimmune, long COVID, chronic disease, chronic pain, potentially cancer. So when you can flip this switch of all of this cellular stress defense mechanism back on again, the body says, oh my God, thank you. I've been working so hard. We didn't know how to turn it back off again. So it's not, this says, yes, you're going to get great skin, hair, and nails, but you guys, the inside health benefits go way beyond. And I just have a quick slide, one to show you the collagen density. Within 8 weeks, the collagen density increases by 100%. It's absolutely wild. And if you can see all of these photos, these are just images of what's happening to people on the outside. Look at their hands, their stomach, their face, their neck, their eyes, their legs. Oh my gosh, right? But we see it on the outside. One, our skin turns over much faster, but then imagine what's happening on the inside, the health of our organs, the blood vessels, our joints. That's what's really profound. And after people have been on this, the results of what we're seeing and people hearing, they're telling us, has been unbelievable. It's just been fabulous. So,
Just a side note, real
yes,
quick, is
please.
Kellie and I know every single person in that picture. They're friends. We can call them up and talk to them. We know every person in that picture. So it's not like these are all doctored, special, generated pictures. These are people that volunteered to send us their results. And I thank them so much for being so brave to do it. Because you don't see my legs up there, but the difference is profound, and we know every single one. So I think that always makes a big impact, knowing that we know these people.
Huge, huge, you guys, absolutely. So I'm going to pass it back to Heidi because this is what is so exciting. One of the hottest topics out there in health and wellness today is, of course, GLP-1. But LifeVantage has a different approach to everything because we want to activate. So they said for 2 years, they said, can we activate weight loss? Can we help the body make something to support weight loss, i.e., support our whole metabolic system? Well, after 2 years, they have formulated a product that launched in October, and that as well is right now patent pending, which is again unbelievable. But everything is research backed, patented, put out there that you guys can see this really works. It's the real deal. So, Heidi, you were passionate about GLP-1 long before LifeVantage came out with this system to activate and support the body. So, I want to first you just share a little bit about overall health and longevity and inflammation of why GLP-1 gets you excited, and then we'll go through why this system is so, so exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of GLP-1. And if people don't know what GLP-1 is, it's the Ozempic, it's the Wegovy, it's the tirzepatide, it's the medications that diabetics are using, and a lot of people are using to lose weight. The problem with the injections and the injectables is they are preset for doses that are for a diabetic. And if you're not a diabetic, this is a way too big of a dose. But why go to an injection? And this is what I was so excited about, because I always hesitated saying, well, you got to get an injection, but I believe in GLP-1 because the down trickle effect of GLP-1 is again, like the Protandim, anti-inflammatory. It helps our body digest better, heal better, think better, move better. It is an amazing thing to turn back on because we have a set of genes, ta-da, the perfect body that makes GLP-1. And as we get older, that starts to decline. Like so many other things, as we get older, the production starts to decline. But if we can reprogram or re-signal, nudge, if you will, our genes to say, we're not over, I'm not done yet. Let's turn back on GLP-1. Let's get those genes going. If we can do that without an injection, without a synthetic, how powerful is that? And while I love the synthetic, it's just like NRF2, Protandim. I think it should be in the water. I think GLP-1 should be in the water. But now they have come up with something that works in synergy with NRF2 and activate our genes to make GLP-1. So the weight loss is a little bit slower, but it's longer lasting and more effective. And you have more energy, better brain support. Your whole body knows I mean, look at all these things. You have your brain, your heart, your liver, your pancreas, your GI tract, all get benefits from activation of your GLP-1 genes, production genes. And this is what this system does. And I'm super excited about it because it isn't an injection, because it's something everyone can do and reap benefits from safely and effectively.
Oh my God, Heidi. And I just want to point out, you guys, twofold is one, brain has been so special to me because my background was I help people after traumatic brain injuries, strokes, concussions, other neurological disorders. And there hasn't been a lot to support the brain in the past, right? Take your omegas. And beyond that, I was like, what else? Well, this is helping the brain. And even for me as a woman at 52, right? I never really realized that I don't know, I just thought my brain was pretty clear and I do a lot of things to take care of my body. But when I started activating with this mind body GLP-1 system, I was even surprised at how I felt with my brain turning on of clarity, focus, more positive mood. I was just like, wow, somebody just like clean my glasses. I feel even more sharp than ever before. And so sometimes you can see weight loss. It's hard to see somebody to say like, oh, I feel sharper. I was actually just talking to another colleague who's on here, Michelle, today, talking about it. All of a sudden, it like appears, the clarity comes, but it's again a picture. It's hard to capture that in a picture. I do just want to say that LifeVantage, before they even put this out, did a 12-week human clinical study after they did all the in vitro studies. And on average, they saw that GLP-1 hormone go up by 140% on average. I mean, that's amazing. Now, what that 140% feels like or acts like or shows up like in each of our bodies is a little different. From the weight loss side, people lost an average of 9 pounds in 8 weeks and 11 pounds in 12 weeks. Somebody lost up to 25 pounds in 12 weeks. But what was so fascinating and got Heidi and I even more excited about this system is 100% of the people in this trial that lost weight did not lose muscle mass. So I've been monitoring mine and my muscle mass has gone up. It has been amazing. Up to 27% of visceral fat down. Again, that's what leads to so many diseases. And then 82% of people took control back in relationship with food, and 95% had decreased sugar cravings. If you're somebody that is always thinking about food or like, why am I thinking about the next meal or this little willpower of like, oh, I want those cookies or I want those chips. Everybody doesn't have, quote, what they say is like food noise. But if you have it, you know, and to be able to know that your body's not broken and like, oh, I actually don't want that anymore. Oh, I actually would really love this big arugula salad that I normally would not choose. It's helping people's bodies get back into cellular balance, which this is all about, right? And if our bodies are given what it needs, our brain and our gut are going to make better choices.
Absolutely. I love that part. I love the part that there wasn't any muscle mass, because that's one of the major negative side effects of the synthetic and the injection is the muscle loss. It's highly, GLP-1 is highly protein dependent. And so if you are not eating a lot of protein with the synthetic, the GLP is going to go find protein somewhere, and that's your muscles. It's a profound set of protein. So there's that trade-off and the negative side effect, and why people don't look so good when they lose all that weight very quickly with a synthetic. Whereas with the GLP-1 system, the weight loss is slower, it's steady, and there's no weight loss, there's no muscle loss. The big deal too is the relationship with food. This is where most people report first. They report back saying two things. Can this help me sleep? Because I'm sleeping better. Yeah, it can help you sleep. GLP-1 does have an effect on that because it allows our body to signal satiation, which calms the nervous system, allows us to be in sync with circadian rhythm, and we sleep better. Another thing is I don't have the food noise. One of the clients that I gave it to, she goes, I haven't lost weight, but I tell you what, the food noise is gone. I've stopped thinking about food constantly, and I'm not craving sugar. I can't believe it. Me, I always crave sugar. My kids are even asking me, Mom, are you okay? So that is a profound effect, that once you're not craving, have all the noise you have to work through to choose the best food, You can just get through and choose it. I want that arugula salad, like Kellie said.
Oh my gosh. Let us show you a few pictures. This is going to blow you away. There are so many more pictures now. We would love to add you to a private educational Facebook group that has so many testimonials and people's before and afters. It's so fun. I'm just going to fly through these pretty fast, everybody. But there's all different people's body types, body sizes, shapes. Again, if you look at the pounds lost, it's one thing, like 8.4 pounds in 45 days, but 12.75 inches, that is profound. And I know many people, that is the big thing because you're maintaining muscle mass. The scale might not show a difference. We just got stuck on the scale. But if you look at actually the body size, shape, how you feel in your clothes, it is absolutely tremendous. I mean, I just absolutely love this woman. I know her very well. And look at her journey back in April of 24, October of 24, March of 25. This woman was already doing the right things. And this is what she was like. And look at how her body is. This is almost a year, but what a great transformation of a year, right? I mean, that's incredible. This one over here is an 8-week story. It's a mom of 4 little young kids and just couldn't shake her last weight from her last baby and just was like, I just can't do it. And she was the one yo-yo dieting, which I think most of us are like, this one's going to do it. This one's going to do it. This one's got to do it. And you're constantly battling yourself or fine, let me just eat all the cookies today and I'll start tomorrow. And that's where her thing was is my food noise is gone. I'm making better choices. I feel like a better mom and myself again. It's profound. This is a few things of people's metabolic health. You can see people's cholesterol is going down, their triglycerides going down, their LDLs are going down, their fasting glucose is going down, their A1C is going down. I mean, how do you take a natural product? How do you activate the body? And this is what you're seeing in people's results in 30 to 60 days on blood tests. Wild. More people's results. So this is the company. We are really the activation company. We're not going to talk about the other products, but just know we can support your mitochondria. We can support NAD production. We can support good, clean skin, hair, and nails, right? With skincare, hair care, pet care. But before we close out, you may say, I want to get activated as a customer. What's the best stack for me to go on? What's my all in, right? That's really up to you and what you're looking for. At a minimum, start with a healthy weight stack. That's GLP-1 and Protandim. Maybe you're like, I want that, but I want to burn some more belly fat and I'm going to activate my brain with Axio. Or maybe you're like, I want the collagen, GLP-1, and the NRF2. And maybe you can add Axio as well. You do what suits you the best. But if throughout this presentation, you've just been on your mind that I could share this in my practice. I have colleagues. I have other friends and neighbors and family. This would be kind of fun. Then just for those of you thinking, all right, I do know a few people that could benefit. This is a publicly traded company. It's got an incredible opportunity. It's got an incredible community of people like Heidi and I that are having fun. Maybe you want to join us as an affiliate, right? So what does that look like? Well, who is LifeVantage first and foremost? LifeVantage is a debt-free company, financially transparent. Again, you can go find us on the NASDAQ at LFVN. Again, it's LFVN. So now we've got 20 years of manufacturing. We've sold over 2 billion in products. Yes, we're on the NASDAQ. We've been in Entrepreneur Magazine as one of the best stocks to buy. We've just been featured in all sorts of wellness magazines right now because we are bringing the technology of activation forward, right? You can see here in the picture that we closed they rang the closing bell on the NASDAQ. There's just been so much positivity of this unicorn company that nobody knows about. And here's the thing. Ultimately, our job out there as clinicians is we want to help people like solve their problems, right? Let's get them a win faster. Let's speed up the results for them. Well, look, 82% of adults are trying to manage their weight. So many people are trying to actively lose weight. Many people need energy, chronic pain. They're looking at anti-aging. So the rise of the health conscious person is there. The rise of digital marketing of what we're seeing, I mean, we see everything being sold, whether you have a full script account or whether you're selling something over here through Amazon, people are buying stuff. People are buying a lot of things. But also what we realize is the trends of rise of obesity, the massive boom that we're seeing in the synthetics, the pharmaceuticals on the market, they're advertising for us. And if you look where the growth is going by 2031, 4 to 8 times the growth. I don't know if you guys know, but all of those drugs are the #1 selling drug in all the drugs being sold. So do you think people care about losing weight? Yeah, like it's a really big deal. And of course, for all of us, bringing metabolic health to the forefront is a really big deal. So why LifeVantage? Why now? These products do not supplement. I hope you, as you emptied your teacup and you're drinking in this new tea, you're understanding this whole concept of activation. We have a compensation plan that works for everybody. So if you just want to share it with a few people and get your products paid for, awesome. If you just want to share it in your office and be an affiliate, awesome. If you're like, I want this and I'm going to build a big business, like that's what I decided to do because this retired me out of my physical therapy practice, you can do that as well. But we do need more voices to spread the activation message. So my question just is do you have a few friends or people that you know or your clients that want to feel better and lose weight? They want to really support their oxidative stress and boost their body's ability to fight inflammation? I think we do. Because we're publicly traded, you can see every dollar where it goes in the company. So I love that fact. So those of you that are interested in money, I'm sure there's a few of you out there like, all right, yeah. I just want to let you know, you could just come in, sell a little tiny bit of product, right? Maybe you're going to sell $2,000 worth of product a month. That's nothing. You're going to bring in like $361 a month. Cool. Little extra money to pay for, I don't know, maybe your car payment. Maybe you want to build a little bigger business. You're going to move up to what's moving $10,000 in sales. Oh, that's $1,700 a month. That's pretty cool. That'll help me pay off my kids' college or a great vacation or remodel my kitchen. I don't know. Or maybe you're like, I would love to get out of my full-time gig one day. How do I do that? How do I have something on the side that I'm already sharing but could possibly lead to more? That's what I did. So you hit the executive ranks. And this first executive rank, I mean, you're making over $14,000 a month. And I think we would all agree that if you were making $14,000 a month, that's a pretty good full-time income no matter where you live, right? Like no matter, I used to live out in Southern California. It was still a good full-time income in Southern California. So the possibility is just there. Your time is valuable. You decide how much time the company makes it so easy for customers to check out that you have no inventory. We have tools, education. You just plug people in. So how do you get involved as an affiliate? You come in and you buy a pack. Ask Dr. Heidi, ask myself, find out what is the best pack. Whoever invited you to take a look at this, just reach back out and say, okay, I'm kind of interested in this. What does this look like? And so we appreciate you, whether it was us, whether it was somebody else. And honestly, we just hope that you, one, start your activation journey today, right? Get activated. And two, if you want to start sharing this, then don't wait. Really join us. And Heidi, before I shut off the recording, I'm going to just pass it back to you to close, and then we'll do a Q&A.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, anyone knows me, they're probably thinking this is a little bit out of Heidi's wheelhouse, asking me to do a business. But here's the thing. It's such a good product. I believe in it so much. And now that they've added that GLP-1 and the synergy of their collagen, NRF2 and GLP-1, it just can't be beat. And it's out there to share. They tried to put it out on the shelves in GNC and things like that before, and it just didn't go. So they said, you know what? Friends are going to tell friends. And that's the way we want to do our business. It's very family oriented, community oriented. They give back all the time. They're out of debt. You can trade with them. And just to know, to get a patent, you have to have repeatable results over and over and over again. And I forget the number of times it has to be repeated. The same test has to be repeated and have that same result in order to be awarded a patent. So it's huge that they go to that extra effort and extra research. So I just believe in the product. And if the business can benefit my friends, my clients, your friends, your clients, anybody out there, then I say do it. Because if it's a one thing you do for your health right now, get some NRF2 activation.
Oh my gosh, Heidi, thank you. And you guys, from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of Heidi's heart, as clinicians and practitioners, like our first is like to do no harm and to help people. And honestly, when I discovered this and I started using this, I was like, everybody needs to know about it. I would be a bad person if I didn't share because it's so impactful. So Heidi, thank you for sharing. Thank you for saying yes. Thank all of you for being here today. We appreciate you absolutely so much. And we are going to end this recording for today.